Is playing Division One college soccer worth it? Is it even fun? Is it just soccer all day and no school, or school all day and you also have to juggle soccer? Is it even worth it? I'm the college soccer guy, and I hope you play college soccer. I think where this question stems from is it worth it? Meaning, is it fun? Is it enjoyable? It costs money because of tuition. Is it worth playing college soccer? The real answer to that question is if you close your eyes and you say to yourself, I'm never going to play in another competitive soccer game for the rest of my life after my senior year, and you open your eye and you go, well, that's okay, I can live with that, then you probably should not try and play college soccer at all. But if you open your eye and you go, and you look around and you're like, wow, I'm never going to play in another, like, properly competitive game again, where, like, it really actually matters, then I would say, like, yeah, you should try and play college soccer. Now, you can make the argument, well, Zeb, I'm going to play in some other game that matters, semi-pro, whatever. That's true. That is definitely true. But it won't be like college soccer. That is the fact. Won't be with those facilities, with that sick gear, training every day, where you're treated like a professional. And if you look at any of the day in the lives of a Division One college soccer player, and you look at that life and go, he wakes up or she wakes up, eats, goes to class, plays soccer, and you say, that's my dream, I just would love to do that every day, all the time, then college soccer is perfect for you. Is it difficult to juggle school and soccer? Look, I got a 3.7 GPA, but I would not qualify as smart. I had a terrible SAT. I got like a 1300, really, which at the time it was out of 2400. So I like barely passed. I was not, so I wouldn't say like I'm traditionally really academically bright. High school for me was 1,000 times more difficult than college. College for me was great. I could take classes that I actually cared about. I was able to manage my time, so that enabled me to take classes when I wanted. I was loving my life because I was playing college soccer, and I was able to think about how that class would apply to the real life versus, taking a French class when I never wanted to learn how to speak French. So for me, college was way easier. In addition to, I got to take classes where I was better at speaking, taking notes. I studied communications and eventually got my master's in sports administration. So I got to do what I love in addition to playing soccer, and it led to internships that I also really enjoyed off the field, specifically in the soccer world. So I loved college, and I loved playing soccer in college because I was constantly able to do the two things I loved, which I enjoyed studying things I cared about, and I enjoyed playing soccer. And eventually I would become a professional soccer player, and I would still go to school at the same time. I was doing my master's degree while I was playing pro soccer. So for me, it was totally worth it because I loved every single minute of it. Not to mention, you have 40 new friends that will be your friends for life. You're going to get invited to their weddings. It's like being part of a fraternity, but no offense to fraternities, you usually have to be paid to be part of the fraternity, and then while you do rush them and whatnot, it just has to do with, like, do you get along with them? Soccer is like, if I compare it to Harry Potter, Hogwarts are athletic athletes. Like, if you're a wizard, that's what it means. Where do you think Hogwarts came from? It literally came from going to the campuses of UCLA and looking at it and going, this is literally where the wizards live. And then there was Harry, who was good at Quidditch, and like that made him cool, and he got to be on the Quidditch team. So similarly, getting into college kind of makes you a wizard, then being on the athlete makes you like a cool Quidditch player. So there's a term in the college soccer world, it's not a very nice one, but we used to call the non-athletes muggles, which is a term from Harry Potter to say, they have no magic powers, while us athletes, we were refer to ourselves as the athletes. And then from a social perspective, look, you're going to hang out with the boys and girls soccer teams. My college soccer coach's wife was the head coach of the volleyball girls. So we actually would do a dance competition against them and even with them every single year as part of the freshman initiation. And that was really fun. And then we would go on trips, away trips, and we would go travel. And if you're on the best Division I teams, they take you to Spain, and you go to trips abroad, and it's a really remarkable experience. And this is my biggest message. I eventually went on to play pro soccer. I can tell you right now, my experience in college, in many ways, was more professional than my professional soccer years. They have the best facilities in college soccer because the other sports are so important. They give them professional level of facilities that soccer teams get to use, even though maybe they don't deserve to. That's how college sports work. Then we got the sickest gear. We got free boots every single year. All the nicest like a gear stuff. I'm not really a clothes person, but that was a really fun aspect for a lot of our kids. We would always talk about how July was known as Christmas in July, because in July and August is when you'd get the free gear when you went in for preseason, and our college coach was really good about picking gear and making it look cool, and you always got free boots. So it was pretty dang legit. Then you're gonna go on away trips. They're gonna give you per diem to pay for lunch, and then you're gonna get to go to hotels just like they do. And the best Premier League teams come to college facilities during the offseason. They literally come to UCLA. There was Gallagher, who plays for England. He was literally here on UCLA's campus training. And that's just him. Jose Mourinho and Chelsea used to come here every single year. So that's how high-end college soccer is. So whether or not it's worth it is really this question. Do you want to play at the highest level you possibly can and be treated basically like a pro and not even technically have to be as good as a traditional pro? You have college soccer that gives you that experience. So I'm biased, and I would say it's a heck of an experience. You get to be the wizard on campus. You'll go to different social parties that you would have otherwise not been invited to. My girlfriend in college was on the girls soccer team. How do you think we met? We were constantly at the same events to one another, and it was a wonderful experience. So playing college soccer is remarkable. Right now, I'm helping all of my students out, but we have one student in particular who's close to my heart. He joined a UPSL team, which is like a semi-pro team that I'm helping out at the moment, and I'm actually playing for them. I'm actually the owner of the team, and I coach them as well. And it's kind of my passion project, and I'm also able to help kids that are underprivileged that I want to play college soccer but maybe didn't have the funds to do so. So I created this team so that way kids within the club who are youth players could learn how to play college soccer, because the team is built of former college soccer players, and players that didn't have the money or the grades could come to train with us to get ready for college soccer. And there's one player in particular, his name is Josue. He's a goalkeeper. He came to us and his soccer needed to improve. So luckily, because I was playing with him, I got to talk to him about the technical and tactical aspects, which I don't really get to do with much of you because I have to focus on the recruiting aspect. But very quickly, as you know, because of what I love, I sent him to get technical help from somebody else, and I started helping him with the recruiting aspect. And just recently, he's had 3 or 4 phone calls with junior colleges, which junior colleges, by the way, are really competitive because every single kid that doesn't have the money or the grades wants to go to JUCO, and guess what? That's often where the best players are. So it's really competitive, equally as competitive as some Division 1. So he's got 3 Division 1, Santa Monica City College, Bakersfield, and there's one more that he texted me about. I'll look it up in a minute. So the point is, he could stay with my semi-pro team, and I'm the first to tell him, I go, look, I appreciate that you love playing on our team, but that's not where you should be. You should be in college. You need to go get an education, first of all, because that's good for your life. And second, if you're going to get an education anyways, why don't you basically get to experience being what it's like to be a professional soccer player? You may never get that again, and college soccer is a very short window. You have from basically 19 to 21, or basically, to be honest, really from your freshman year of high school to the junior year of high school, senior year of high school to find a team. Then you only get from ages 18 to 23, 22, and that's it. You can try and play pro soccer for the rest of your life. And to be honest, playing pro soccer will be much more likely if you play college. So with this particular kid, he could stay on my semi-pro team, but I'm so excited that he's going to get to go to junior college, because by him going to junior college, he's going to get an education. He could maybe get it paid for because he's very good, and he's going to get to be like a professional soccer player because that's how good college soccer is. And then he's going to transfer and go to the right place, and then he can always join another UPSL team for the rest of his life. You only get to play college soccer at this time, and when you think about, touching your dream, which is hopefully playing pro soccer, which I know many of you are thinking about, college soccer, pro soccer's here, right here, pro soccer's here, college soccer's right here. They're so related. Every single coach in MLS has recruited a college soccer player, so they know it so well. If you're playing in some no-name men's league or some UPSL or NPSL or even USL 2 is different because every player in USL 2 is a college soccer player, you're not really likely to play pro soccer. So college soccer is everything. And then most of all, I want you to get an education. You can get an education online too, you don't have to go to college, but to have that experience, and you won't have anything like it. Even when you turn pro, you won't have anything like the experience in college. If you want help playing college soccer, links in the bio, in the description, and I'll talk to you soon.